I'm Max Gunther. I joined Boy Scouts when I was 10 years old. Um, I grew up in Lexington, Massachusetts, and I joined Troop 119 out of Lexington, and I've been involved with the troop ever since. Boy Scouts has taught me so much and has contributed so much to my life that it really has defined me as a person. In the Boy Scouts of America, there's a lot of benefits to individuals as well as benefits to the community at large. And there's really amount of personal growth that happens within the Boy Scouts that you can really see if you are a part of it, like I was. So I joined Troop 119 in 2006, and since then I've accumulated hundreds of nights of camping. I've done maybe 1,000 hours or so of community service, at either serving in either local projects or community service in other troops, other areas, as well as I've really grown as a person. I got my Eagle Scout Award in 2012, which is the highest rank in scouting. It essentially signifies everything that Boy Scout is or should be. Is contained within the Eagle rank, and I've been an assistant scoutmaster since that. Scouting can really do wonders for a person in the community. You get to meet people. So when I joined Scouts, I didn't have very many friends in school, but was able to have a bunch of people in my school who I knew, talked to regularly, and would always be able to help out, lend a hand, hang out with, spend time with, and get to know through scouting. Besides being good for colleges, school, most of the NASA astronauts who have been to the moon were scouts. 11 out of 12. A lot of people say that they value their Eagle Scout rank over a college degree, as well as maybe 75%, about 3/4 of our leaders in industry and science and government and in law are Boy Scouts. So there's a huge contribution of personal skills, what it can teach you, what you can learn out of it, as well as a variety of benefits to others. So I was actively involved in the community because of scouting. I did a service project maybe once every 2 weeks, and I'd go to different areas around Lexington, and the service project would either be in conservation land, where it would be most likely some sort of work with trails, work with building kiosks, work with helping build playgrounds, as well as other work around town. So we did volunteering for different events, some fundraisers, some cleanup events around town, and it definitely contributed to me meeting more people around town, making more contacts, and all around, I think community service made me a better person. It allowed me to grow as a person, grow as an individual, and it allowed me to see that without community service, there's a lot of people who would be a little bit worse off. For instance, when I was in high school, I volunteered a bunch at a soup kitchen downtown. So I'd go down to Boston and lay all out soup for less fortunate, and these people were all regulars there, and they sort of relied on it as a way of life. And me having the opportunity to serve them, to help them, to attempt to give them food, I think it really made a difference, and it really might have turned some of their lives around. They were all doing better, and people who are in those kinds of desperate situations need a hand. They need food. They need people who support them. They need to know that there is some charity that's there for them and that they can take help. As far as how Scouts has personally helped me, I did my Eagle Scout project in Lexington. I was building a trail through one of the conservation lands, and building the trail was really one of the most interesting projects I've ever been a part of. It was a fantastic opportunity. I got to do all the work myself, so I had to look through the exact gradient. I needed to make sure that this trail it was down a hill, so I needed to make sure that it was handicapped accessible, even though it's in the middle of the woods. Didn't have more than a 10% gradient at any time. Needed to make sure that erosion wouldn't cause the runoff to fall down the hill. And I also needed to make sure that any fallen trees in the way got chainsawed up before the project happened. So after that, I led a crew of around maybe 50 people at the maximum through one day's work to completely finish this project. And the entire thing was done in a weekend, and it was a magical experience. There was enough work that I didn't think that we'd get done, but we did. It managed away, and it was really incredible when it did. So I was the senior patrol leader for Troop 119 during my senior year, and I led at its maximum. The troop had 120 scouts in it, which is a lot of responsibility for, a 17-year-old at the time kid who wasn't really sure where he was going in life. So I had some assistants who were helping me. I had some adults who were advising, but the majority of keeping everybody showing up, the majority of keeping the troop running, rested on my shoulders, and I had to do a really good job. I had to make myself get things done. It cost a little bit in terms of classes and schoolwork at the time, because it's really hard to think of programs every week for the troop to do and implement them and make sure everything runs smoothly. And I also had to talk with the adults involved and make sure that they were okay with everything, coordinate with everybody. We did a camping trip once a month, so my schoolwork kind of diminished a little bit during the period I was SPL, but I managed to run a really good troop. I had an amazing time, and it was an incredible experience. If I could do it all over again, I absolutely would. Another one of the more fun aspects, but also eye-opening, was Philmont. And this was a scout ranch in the middle of New Mexico. I got a patch for it. And this Philmont is 10 days of backpacking with just your crew of around 12. And you go out every day, hike. On average, we hiked maybe 6-7 miles a day, and set up your tents, go do programs. Programs varied from anything from exploring abandoned mines, to spar pole climbing, to horseback riding, to shotgun shooting. And we would not have any kind of access to internet, no electricity, nothing that we could have, possibly done to communicate with people back home. So it was really incredible, first, to just go on this hiking trip and hike 70 miles and, be away from home for that long, to be out of contact of everybody from that long, but also to get in touch with nature. We got to see all around New Mexico, and we got to climb incredibly high peaks. We got to look around and be able to see amazing vistas. We got massive torrential hail-based thunderstorms, as well as plenty of rain, plenty of hot, deserted days, plenty of time to ourselves where we wouldn't meet another crew the entire day. And it made it more of a camaraderie. Your crew was always there for you, your crew had your back, and you got to know more about these people than you knew about yourselves. We learned a lot, especially about ourselves, how we cope with challenge, how we help each other, how we can be the best crew that we wanted to be. And that kind of experience was unforgettable. I think that Philmont is most definitely the best experience that a boy could have. So scouting is really important. And it's important for 3 reasons, which would be perfectly good as just important things on their own, but scouting seems to, accumulate all of these. So the first is service to community and service to town. These are very important, as we have to have service projects. There's a bunch of infrastructure that would not exist unless there were people who are donating their time, who are helping build all kinds of interesting and useful aspects of our town and our parks and communities. The second thing is individual achievement. I was able to be the best person that I could be. I was able to get into a great college. I was able to show myself as the best senior patrol leader that I could be, with the largest troop that our town had ever seen. And I think I did a really good job, and the individual achievement is what everybody makes of it. Holding ourselves to a higher standard for individual achievement is an amazing thing. And I would love for each person to individually achieve as much as they can. And the last reason it's important is community outreach, is camaraderie, friendship. These are really important things for anyone in high school, for anyone even in middle school. Having friends, having people you talk to, having people you can hang out with and make jokes with, and having people who are there for you is incredibly important in everyone's life. Boy Scouts helped me with that, but I think I still would have had friends anyways. I still would have been able to hang out with people and talk to people anyways. Boy Scouts just increased the number of people that I saw on a regular basis. It helped me meet town officials. It helped me talk with different people from around the community. And the experiences there were very eye-opening. I got to see people from different walks of life, and I got to learn. So I would absolutely recommend both Boy Scouting and the values and morals that Scouting teaches.